Okay, hello, Sidarians. This is a recording for the Tier 1 and Tier 2 students. Alright, so we'll be going through the 2018 paper 2. So hopefully you have already done the paper. Right, please pause this video and go and do the paper before carrying on watching this video, right? Because there's no point watching the answers without trying. And when you try, I assume that you have studied before trying. Right, so all these things need to be done in order so that you benefit properly from this video. Okay, so again, I stress if you have not tried the questions, please go and do your revision, try the questions first before coming back to this video. Right, so we have a micrometer used to measure the diameter of a small cylinder. Alright, the figure 1.1a and 1.1b shows the micrometer and the main scale and rotating scale of the micrometer in detail. Right, so you see the cylinder here and the main scale and the rotating scale. Right, reading for the diameter of the cylinder is given to you. You don't even need to actually give the final answer, but what they want you to do is describe how figure 1.1b shows the reading is 7.98 millimeters. Now, to do this question, you must realize one thing: the answer has been given to you, so clearly no mark for the answer. What we really want is for you to describe how you get to this answer. All right, so there are two key things that we need to approach this question with. Number one is how to describe how to read the main scale, which if you look at this diagram is clearly written out for you, and the rotating scale. Right? What you need to pay attention to in O-level questions is that they tend to be very nice. If they have a qualitative questions like that, which is more and more a common feature, right? They typically have diagrams labeled in such a manner that the words in the diagram help you answer the question. All right. So I have a look at the answer here. So I'll say the main scale reading is 7.5 mm, and this must be added to the rotating scale reading of 0.48 mm, right, to get the final answer of 7.98 mm. All right. So note that the first part of my answer, main scale and rotating scale, these two words actually come from the diagram itself, right? The readings, of course, I must be able to read this scale and this scale to be able to get these two values. All right, these two values together will probably be 1 mark because they ask for describe. The second mark is probably given to the word added, right? So you have to add these two numbers together to get the final answer. Right, okay, I'm not going to go through how to read the main scale rotating scale because I believe this is a skill that you should have, right? Otherwise, you probably should go revise your textbook. Right, sorry. So okay, so we move on to part two, state of precaution taken to find an accurate value for the diameter of the cylinder, right? So if you look at the situation and how the measurement was described, okay, they clearly didn't take into consideration zero error for this question, right? So one of the things you could have said is check the micrometer for zero error or zero error value, all right, and subtract the zero error value from the reading, right? So that's how I would answer the question on the precaution. Right. So moving on, the last part is easy, so I won't take too much time. Uh, Calculate the density of the cylinder, right? So density is mass over volume. What I need is the volume of the cylinder, right? Volume of the cylinder is given by pi r squared, which is the circular area, and multiply by the length of the cylinder. All right. So you can see here that the radius, I'm trying to calculate by dividing the diameter by 2, and the diameter has been converted to cm because the 2.6 is in cm. All right, so when I multiply all these values together, I get something like that. All right, then uh, density is mass over volume, and I left the mass in gram. Therefore, my final answer is gram per centimeter cube. Right. Clearly, in this question, I didn't go for SI units primarily because the question didn't ask me to give the final answer in SI units, right? So therefore, I do not always need to give SI units as my standard answer unless the question tells me to. All right, if you had converted to kilograms per meter squared, uh, per meter cube, sorry, because that is SI units, it is perfectly fine. All right, as long as your calculation is correct. However, if the conversion has some error, right, then of course you will lose mark for it. All right, so don't be too surprised that this is